Hey guys, this is a demonstration on how we identify author's focus through examining the supporting details that are given within a text. For today, since it's our first day with the skill, we're going to be using visual text. We're going to be using videos. So I'm going to model watching the video and kind of how I would walk myself through identifying the elements as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this into a new tab.
Can you raise your hand if you consider yourself a feminist?
1 second.
Thank you.
All right. So I just wanted to pause that for a minute. Now that I have that open in another tab, I'm going to close it. And I just want to have access to my note-taking sheet. All right. So we're going to scooch this over here. There we go. So here's my note-taking sheet. So this is what I'm looking for. So my directions say to track all 3 forms of supporting details for the video, how gender equality benefits everyone as I watch. So I'm looking for people that are mentioned. I'm looking for events and ideas. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these kind of side by side so that as she is speaking, I just wanted to hide the tools. I can be note taking at the same time. All right. So actually, I could also go to sorry. Dun, dun, dun. That's okay. We'll just do it this way. All right. So I'm going to watch it in this modeling video and then kind of like stop it and walk through my thinking also. So here we go.
Can you raise your hand if you consider yourself a feminist? Thank you. I met this little girl who was in the 5th grade and found out something very interesting about her that opened my mind. She likes playing soccer. And I don't know if she's good or not, but just the fact that she likes playing it makes me feel like she's accomplishing something great for herself.
Just mentioned the little girl
However,
likes to play soccer.
even though she loves soccer, she doesn't play it at school because she's scared of losing all of her friends. After all, she's a girl. Soccer's for boys. Girls can't play soccer. I also heard about this little boy who was in the library of his school and chose a book with a pink cover about a princess. When he was observing which type of books his friends were getting, he rapidly put the book back in the shelf and got a book about a superhero. He thought that if his friends saw him getting the girly book, he would be bullied and teased in front of everybody.
All right. So
After all,
we have
he's a boy. Pink books are for girls.
I added the
Boys can't read
person,
pink books.
which is the boy who got the pink book,
I
and then
am a
his friends
feminist.
making fun of him.
This is a statement that may be shocking for many of you, but that is probably because you may not know what feminism really is.
Right, so she's mentioning
Is
feminism.
often seen as a rebellion against men. Feminists are men haters, aggressive, isolated, unattractive women with hairy armpits.
Oh my goodness.
My goal today is to change this mistaken idea of feminism that you may have and that I once had. I remember being in a classroom with 30 students. We were in a circle, able to see everybody's face, when the teacher asked, "Can you raise your hand if you consider yourself a feminist?" I didn't raise my hand. No one did.
So that's an event.
Yes, I was in favor of gender equality. Yes, I got mad when men and women were made to do things just because of their gender, but at the time I was thinking, I'm not a feminist, I shave my armpits. I was scared of the word feminism. I did not know its meaning, I just knew that whatever it wasn't me. But I was wrong. In many places, feminism is defined as the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. It is the theory of the political, economic, and social equality between the sexes. This may mean something different for everyone, but for me, it just means that everybody should deserve respect. As Malala Yousafzai, a 19-year-old Pakistani activist for female education once said, feminism is just another word for equality. So the truth is that everybody can be a feminist, women and men. Your physical appearance, interests, behaviors, armpits, none of these things can stop you from being in favor of equality. Many still ignorantly affirms that our society is not sexist anymore. But how can they say that when even common expressions carry sexist implications? I would like you to think about 2 expressions that you have probably already heard before. Act like a girl and act like a man. When people
That's
say act
definitely
like a girl,
ideas.
act like a lady to you, a woman, they often mean that you have to be sweet, delicate, beautiful, passive, weak, irrational, submissive. When they say to you, man, that you're acting like a girl, they often mean that you're overreacting to something, being too
So that's
sensitive
an
about a
idea,
subject,
right?
being
So she's
dumb, being
talking about like
stupid.
society's idea of how we
When people
perpetuate
say
these
act like a
ideas.
man up, they often mean that you have to be rational, strong, powerful, successful, and create order and rules. Feminism is needed because women cannot wear anything they want without being scared of being raped, as if the clothes they wear were the cause of their physical and mental aggression, as if they were provoking their own assault by
So
wearing the things they
even
want
though
to
she's
wear.
talking about provoking like
Feminism is needed because
an event
boys
of
who don't do
rape,
boy
it's
things,
not
who want
a
to play with dolls
specific
instead
event
of
she's
cars,
talking
who
about.
wants to wear
So
pink
that
clothes
actually will
instead
go
of blue
under
ones are
ideas.
bullied. Feminism is needed because women who don't shave are considered less woman, as if hair wasn't something natural from our human body. Feminism is needed because women are paid less than men for the same job position in so many places. Feminism is needed because we still have meanings for act like a girl and act like a man. Feminism is needed because girls can't play soccer, boys
So
can't
an
read pink
event could
books.
be women
As we
still
can see,
paid less
our lovely,
than men
sexist
in
society
many
still
areas.
exists, and we should all deserve fair treatment. You may be asking, but what can we do to fight sexism? In my opinion, I believe that education and information are the remedy for any type of ignorance, so gender equality should be something that every school should talk about. Having simple discussions about the sexist society we live in, or even analyzing how men and women are portrayed in media, can be very powerful to open the
So
minds
that's an
of
idea
those who
that
don't
gender
realize
equality
how
should be taught
bad
in
our current
schools.
situation is and show them how much we can do to change it. In Australia, some high schools are officializing feminism theory as an elective course. All around the world, students and teachers are starting feminist clubs in their schools. I dream about the day we will look back and think, but why do we have to teach kids about gender equality in
That's an
schools?
event that
Because
they're now offering
everybody will
feminist
be given the
courses.
same rights. But for now, this is a step in the right direction. But also, as we know, education doesn't come only from schools. Open-minded families that accept their children to choose what they want to play or read are needed. We need parents to educate their children to not assault,
idea.
to not bully, and to be tolerant. Simple things like this, or even working to stop speaking with sexist expressions, are a huge step toward a better society. So yes, I am a feminist. I am a feminist because this is a movement for so much more than just me. We need everybody involved in this.
Okay.
So feminism starts with you. And I truly believe that we can do this. Thank you very much.
All right. So now I'm going to pause the video. All right. Let's go back to my note taking sheet. So I listed people that she mentioned. I listed events. Excuse me again. And ideas. If you notice, her ideas section is much longer than compared to, let's say, people. That's okay. They don't have to be equally matched because her idea overall had to do with feminism, which is a more abstract idea, right? Than just mentioning a specific person. So after you've gathered your facts, right? These are your supporting details in people, events, and ideas. And remember, people are specific people or examples of people she mentioned. Events are things that took place that she mentioned. And ideas are more kind of abstract points that she's making that will help support. So what was the author's focus of the video? Based on your identified supporting details, now we need to make an argument of what was the author's focus of the video. And based on today's lesson that we did, right, we know that the author's focus is going to be what's their main point? What's their purpose behind kind of what they're saying? So here the authors, and we always want to put it in complete sentences, right? Focus of the video is, and I'm going to give you a tip here. Usually, the title gives you some kind of clue, right? The title again, How Gender Equality Benefits Everyone. The author's focus of the video is that gender equality is necessary in our society and that it would benefit everyone, not just women. How can you support that? Using at least two types of supporting details from your notes. So I need at least one example from two of these columns. Okay. So since I see that ideas is a little bit longer, right? And then I see that people and events kind of cross over because of the boy. I'm going to use those together. I'm going to use ideas and events. So this can be supported by the fact that the speaker said, and I want to jump in here in ideas, said that, which one am I going to use? That society may have a current definition of feminists being man haters, but instead pointed out that it really is defined as men and women having the same opportunities. Her focus was also supported as gender equality being necessary as the boy who chose the pink book was made fun of by his friends. This shouldn't be happening. Her focus is strengthened because the audience feels badly for the boy, as people should be able to read whatever book they would like. Okay, so now I've mentioned at least 2 columns, a point from each column, about how I can say that her point about the video is about gender equality, right? So this skill, this reading skill, is probably something you're actually really used to, because it's just saying, like, what's the main point of the text, and then how was it supported with at least 2 different types of supporting details, which are people, events, or ideas. Okay, and then next class we'll build up a little bit into the relationship between those supporting details and how they work and build upon one another in order to strengthen the focus altogether. All right. So now that you've watched my modeling video, please be sure to jump into the independent practice. And in the chat, give me a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 how you're feeling about this skill right now. All right. These directions that I'm giving you right now are not written anywhere, so I will know if you are watching this video. All right, so in the chat, a 1 is I'm extremely uncomfortable and I need extra support. A 5 is I think I'm good. I'm going to continue on to independent practice. So put it in the chat now. All right, have a good day.